Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking the video. It means a lot. You guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. Sky couldn't make it today, but it's great because we had a special guest lined up from the start. Is this Bandit? I mean, this is like the coolest guy that I know that isn't from the U.S. Sorry to any other people that I met who aren't in the U.S. This guy makes fantastic content over at Is it Bandit Survivor content or is it
Yeah,
Bandit
but
content? Wait, what is it? Say it again.
Bandit-Survivor content. Bit of a
Okay.
mouthful.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say because whenever I look you up, I do like Survivor Bandit content or like Content Bandit Survivor. It gets a little confusing, but I just call him Bandit. You guys should too. He's gonna join us for this power rankings. If you haven't already, go over to his channel and subscribe. You can just look up Bandit Survivor and it will come up. He makes great content specifically on the international survivors. I don't watch them, but sometimes I'll just watch his videos because they're just fun to watch. Welcome to the podcast. What do you think of the season so far? I mean, obviously, I always ask this at the start of every power rankings to Bitter and Sky, but I have no idea what you think of this season other than what you said on your community tab. What do you think of this season, and what do you foresee happening? Going into this post merge.
Yeah, of course, mate. Thanks for having me. Obviously, I'm a
Yep,
big fan of the show.
of
Uh,
course.
so, obviously, agree with what you were saying about the premiere. I think it was a little bit of a slow premiere.
Yeah,
Started off not but like I'd say top 25 season, but it
right.
started getting better. Got some blind sides going, got some fun character moments. I do like making fun of Gambler on my channel, and ultimately, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's about a top
Yeah,
half, about a halfway season. Not
yeah.
too bad.
I'd say it's starting to clear the 20 rate, which I mean soon 20 isn't going to be average anymore because there's so I mean it's like I'm still on like there's 40 seasons. If you're in the top 20, you're above average. If you're not, you're
Hmm.
below. But we're starting to get to like 45. I mean it's starting to be like 20 is a good season.
Hmm.
So I'd say it's pushing 20, probably around 21 or 22, like just based off what we've seen so far and what it's setting up for later. Um, who do you like on this season as far as like your people you like, and then who do you just not like or dislike
Yes,
as far as like characters?
I think they've been branching out a lot in terms of the casting this season. I think that
Yeah.
the issue kind of with 41 and 42 is that you get normal people, really, just
Mm-hmm.
normal people with normal lives that have normal confessionals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, you've got like Cody's, you got your Gabblers, you got your people that are just willing to throw everything out there, like the
Right.
palm fronts.
Well, and that's the thing for me that I've seen more is this cast feels like a reality TV cast. Like a reality TV cast should not be full of sane, normal people. That's not the point of reality TV
Hmm.
to see your average person. You're supposed to see conflict and crazy people. People here like, what in the hell is wrong with that guy? That's what you're supposed to see on your screen. I think they've tried to do like this more like relatable super fan type of cast, which it works for some people. Like you always want to have like a normal person among crazies. For example, Aris in season 12.
Hmm.
A person who is actually normal among crazy people makes sense. Like I guess a Spencer and Kagiano would be one, but you can't have everybody be the normal person, and that just doesn't work. Um, Overall, I'd say I like this season so far. I am worried eventually that there's going to be some sort of social justice moment coming up. I hope they learn their lesson with 41. I actually don't think that they tried too hard to show them in 42. I think they tried to avoid them as much as possible. And the only reason that they showed that the Drea and Marianne stuff is because they had to. I mean, it was a big
Hmm.
part of the season. So I can't really put that on production. That's more on Drea and Marianne themselves. Hopefully, productions learn their lesson with this one. But as far as us go, we do our power rankings a little bit different than some other power rankings podcasts around there. The specialists are have. So we do ours going from worst to best because the best is always for last. We go from 14 to 1. 14 being the player that you think either will go home next, that can't win, that won't have good jury chances, and 1 being a winner pick or a person who's not going to go home or a person who does have good jury chances. So all started out at my 14. I have Janine. Janine has kind of had this coming for a while. The edit's really centering on her tribe a lot. And so I feel like they're going to go again. And if they go again, it has to be Janine. I mean, there's like possibilities for maybe an Owen, like kind of getting collapsed in the middle, getting Sarah Lacina. But to me, there's just no way no way that it's not Janine for that first boot. It lines up so perfectly. Ellie and Sammy, I think we all agree, are getting edits that are way too big to go home right now. Gabler, although he is kind of getting like that Dodo edit, he's also getting like a long-term Dodo edit. And then as far as Owen goes, he's too well ingrained. He has choices, which is what Janine doesn't have choices. On top of that, the boys seem to be like more strong together, and they have the numbers. So I think Janine's a pretty obvious last place pick. What Bitter? What are you looking at? Are you rating based off who you like again? Or are you rating based off actual things?
Both. I'm always compromised.
Oh no.
Okay, so 14 for me. I have Gio.
Okay.
Well, this is definitely because he's in a bad spot. I think he goes next on Coco, based off being the only person who wasn't in on the vote. He voted incorrectly. Everyone else was
my next
voting together.
person is actually Gio too. So go ahead and take it for both of us. Yeah, I agree. I think it's Gio versus Cassidy, and it has to be like if they go again pre-merge, that storyline has to be paid off. I think Gio loses out in the end. So yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at best, you'd think he would have Ryan, but even Ryan didn't vote with him. So I think he's out there on the island, easy vote out. Yep. And it'll break up this we voted out 4 women narrative. So let's vote out Gio next.
It works. That works, I guess. Bandit. What do you got?
I am the exact same as Bitter. I have Gio down to 14, and basically for just the same reasons. I feel like he's just the easy boot at this point, and I feel like if you're the Coco tribe, merges around the corner, you kind of just want to get him out of there. And we haven't really got too much storyline from him. We know who he is. He's kind of like, who was the girl from last season that got booted around the merge?
Around the Lydia?
Yes, kind of just like that sort of like area. Know a bit about them, their storyline, that sort of stuff.
I suppose for me, the reason why I have Gio at 13 instead of 14 is just because I look at Gio and Janine, what tribes they're both on. Because you're right, they're both the obvious boots. Although I think Gio's a little bit less obvious. There's more chances there. Janine is pretty obvious. Gio's pretty obvious. So now it comes down to who has more of a chance to go. If that red tribe didn't help that yellow tribe, they probably lose there. So I'd say the yellow tribe is a weaker tribe than that Coco tribe. Maybe not after Lindsay goes. Again, we'll see. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that goes, especially with Carla on that tribe. So we'll see.
She's carrying all the weight on that tribe.
I was gonna say you have to get used to the Carla jokes, Ben. It's like Hallmark, Sky and Bitter's favorite thing to do here.
That's okay. Right. I'm a fan. I've heard them all.
13, Bitter.
13. Okay, speaking of carrying the weight, I have Carla at 13. Because she doesn't deserve it from the edit. She's obviously leading Coco.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying it, Survivor editors. I'm not buying Carla, the mastermind on Coco. There's no I know she figured out Cody he's a little bit more going on. She was the only one that called him out, like in the confessional when he came over. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying she's a mastermind of like when she found the idol and she's running the tribe. Skeptical. She's destroying her tribe. Honestly, I think Coco's gonna be screwed. And I think
agreed.
And if Carla's running it, it's her fault.
I think Lindsay was a vital part, both physically and also strategically, like keeping them together. I think now that Lindsay's gone, I could see Coco losing the next maybe 2, right? Because we still have two left until 12. Because it's now it's basically confirmed by Inside Survivor that we're gonna have the Earn the Merge twist at final 12, I believe. So we still have 2 more rounds. Coco could be down to 3, which is pretty crazy. If that tribe doesn't end up falling apart. I don't foresee Vessi losing again. Vessi looks so good out there. They look like they have the best 4, and all they needed to do was get rid of NECA and I guess Justine in the process. So I think it's down to Baka and Coco. And
so do you guys think that Coco's going to go to the next tribal?
I think it's close. I think if you get another situation where that Vessi tribe is helping Baka in the challenge, because it looks like Vessi's going to be placing first a lot this season, or at least in the rest of this pre-merge. Now that NECA is gone, we could see them help again, because like almost all these challenges end with a puzzle, like almost every single one. And if Vessi can keep winning that with Dwight and Noelle on that puzzle, I could totally see.
Would you help again?
I'd probably help again, because that's like a solid Baka tribe. And I think even if Coco isn't that majority tribe anymore at the merge, it's still like 3 free vote outs, even if they lose the next 2 challenges.
So you think Vesi's like their whole plan is getting with Baka at the merge?
I think at this point, like you don't help a tribe publicly unless you're trying to get with them at the merge. There's no way you're gonna help them publicly in front of everybody. Like there's no choice. It has to be that has to be at least the starting alliance. Obviously, in today's game, it's gonna flip 8,000 times. But the starting alliance, I think, is Vesi and Baka with maybe like a Coco member.
There's a possibility that Vesi would be willing to just try to get the numbers all even. Say Coco loses again, right? So now it's 4-4, right? On Vesi. Now you're gonna want Baka to lose the next one, right?
So then you go in 4-4-4.
Yeah,
I see. I don't know if they'd flip because then you make both tribes angry, and that would really make Baka angry after getting help and getting used to getting help. I feel like that wouldn't make really any sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like help them, but sit back and not interfere.
Just not help them?
If it's going away, you want it to go.
What happens if Vesi helps Baka so much that they keep their 5, Coco goes down to 3, and then they team up with Coco coming into the merge?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's got to be worrying.
True.
You're just giving all the power to Baka now.
Yeah, because then you point at them, you say
especially because Baka is like a pretty strong tribe. Like obviously, like the men and women thing is pretty divided, but like they're not in any way broken. Like they have the capacity to stay together for at least like 2 or 3 votes, which is scary. I mean, that's 2 or 3 people going out on your own tribe or the other tribe. I'm curious to see who's going to take charge on that Baka tribe come post-merge, because if they don't go again, or if they go like one more time, they're still probably the strongest tribe as far as like their bonds together. Like Sammy and Ellie, even though they're kind of at odds, are still very, very close, and they're probably 2 of the best players in the game at this point. Like I think Jesse is really the only other person who would have hold a candle to them as far as strategy. So I wonder if Sammy and Ellie are going to stay together, or if they're going to just immediately, just be at odds and blindside each other at like 11 or something.
If Sammy's smart, he lets Ellie take charge at the merge and put the target on her back.
Agreed. And then Ellie becomes that like Shan blindside at 8 instead of Sammy becoming like the high blindside at 8. Because it seems like in this new era, like at final 8, because usually what it is there's the 12 earn the merge, then the 11 is just some miscellaneous boot, like who are you, like Tiffany, Lydia, or Tiffany, and then what, Chanel, like who are you, and then it's the double boot episode where it just gets all funky, and someone like a number 2 will go in some alliance, and then 8 is always where the merge kind of like kicks into gear and things will change. And it was Shan for 41, and it was High for 42, the 2 people who took control at the merge. So I'm curious to see. And on top of that, both of those people had their number 1 ally take them out. Shan with Ricard and Mike with High. So I'm curious to see if, Sammy will follow that formula, let Ellie take charge, and then blindside her at 8 and just take over the game.
I can see it happening. She doesn't seem to put him on her radar at all. Like Sammy obviously thinks Ellie is
really
a
good
danger. Yeah.
Yep.
And she's like really downplaying him.
She doesn't see that yet. I mean, she called she called him her son, bro. She called him her seed. Like, how do you? That's horrible. That's like how she's obviously not seeing any of the boys really as threats. And I can understand that with Gabler, but Owen is slimy and Sammy is good. Like good. He's generally good at challenges, which I think post-merge, come post-merge, he's gonna do really like well with those challenges. Hopefully not too well for his threat level. But I think for her to miss that would be a huge miss. Although I'm still sold on this Ellie winners edit. I think it's just so obvious. She had such a good premier edit. Like it was the quintessential winners like premier edit. She talks about her job. She tells us about her story, and she's the focus of the episode as far as like all of the strategy goes through her. I mean,
Shan had a similar type edit, right?
Yeah, but Shan was shown at least in somewhat of a negative way. I feel like they definitely show people saying like Shan is taking over, like Shan is my number 1 ally, and it kind of built her up a little too high. I think Ellie was built up just to the perfect extent where they're still showing her negative gameplay. They're showing Gabler saying you're underestimating me, but I think it's
when you have Gabler being the person calling you out, I don't know.
True, I guess, because Gabler is like a knucklehead. But
When he's onto your
I don't know.
strategy, you're not doing that great.
What do you think of Ellie Bandit?
See, you're talking about like the negative edit and all, and I actually think it might be a bit of a positive for her to have
Yep.
these little bits of negativity, because I feel like
Yep.
the producers really are going to try and switch it up, since they learned from Island of the Idols and that catastrophe of Tommy, where they just gave him a perfect edit. But
Yeah, that's true.
as you say, I think she's got the storyline, and obviously she was my preseason winner pick. So if she's the winner, then I'm happy.
Yeah, I think
Oh, okay.
Ellie is like. I really hope I'm wrong, but it just seems that like she's a lock. I just can't see anything else happening at this point. Just because like she's set up so perfectly. She's on the tribe with the most bonds. She can blindside Sammy or Gabler at some point. It's just I really hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, but it just seems too obvious.
You're
right, get
underestimating
into-
my boys, just like Ellie is.
Bandit, you're 13, right?
Oh, you guys are going to hate me. Oh,
no.
dear. I
he's-
have
Cody?
Sammy.
Okay. Oh my god! What?
Whoa!
I gotta hear
Whoa!
why.
Did I drop the bomb too soon? Did I drop the bomb too soon?
Whoa!
No, this is
Sammy
good.
at
This
a
is good,
much
though.
higher spot. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Go ahead.
Take down Sammy's target.
Right.
by lowering him on
So Gambler has
Jinx him,
the
jinx him.
idol.
Okay.
He plays it next round. I think that Owen from the pre-episode trailer gets the beat idol.
Mhm.
And then we're left with Ellie, Janine, and then Sammy. And I don't think they're going to vote out any of the women. I think Owen will swing with them to take out Sammy. They probably would have wanted to get out Gambler, but take out Sammy instead. And that's the whole thing as well. You're talking about Sammy being amazing at the merge and all. And I feel like this is the point of the game now where they're going to say he's going to be really good at the challenges. He's so helpful right now in the tribal challenges as well. So I think that
I suppose
leads into
I guess like it doesn't. It doesn't it doesn't even matter about Owen's idol. He's obviously not going to use it. He's a very self-serving person. He's slimy. So it just comes down to is Owen going to flip with the boys or the girls? And I think Owen flips with the boys. I think he go ahead, say it again.
Do you think he'd take out Janine then?
I think he would. I think he'd flip over and take out Janine because he knows Ellie will not like just flip on all of them. Whereas if he flips on the boys, he's gonna have whoever's left, whether it's Gabler or Sammy, telling every other tribe, Owen is slimy. He flipped on us. We had we had an alliance going. He flipped on us. I think the girls, especially Ellie, if she's left, wouldn't do that.
Imagine he takes out Janine. There'll be 4 women left.
Don't get my hopes up, Bandit. Don't get my hopes up.
I was gonna say Bitter would be he'd be sailing on that one. He'd like that a lot.
See, I just don't think Baka's gonna go back before the merge.
That's true.
I don't either. I think they're getting that edit of like all of those people are getting built up except Janine, and Janine can just be like some miscellaneous boot in the post merge. My 12, right? We're on my 12. My 12 is Cassidy. I just put Gio and Cassidy back to back. They're at odds. One person's going to win. Although I think the numbers and like Carla being like in power points to Cassidy winning. I think the edit points to Gio winning the battle. So I think you have to drag Cassidy down here. The reason I say that is because Gio's gotten the biggest edit on that tribe over Ryan. Like he's gotten a giant edit for someone who's not in a good spot at all. And when you get that, it's usually not someone going pre-merge. Usually it's someone who like fights and finally goes home at the merge or something like that, but not pre-merge. I don't see Gio going pre-merge just off of his edit. The numbers aren't so good for Gio right now because it doesn't look like Carla wants to blindside Cassidy, especially after a woman just went. It doesn't look like Jay wants to work with Gio. They were all down to go Gio. I think it has to be Gio. But I think if Gio can win out based on his edit, it has to be Cassidy, right? Because it's not Carla, it's not Ryan. And I don't see it being like who is it? Who's the other one? Carla, Ryan, Gio, Cassidy,
James,
and James. James is so who are you, bro?
But the thing is, he's on probably the higher part of our power rankings, even though we don't know anything about him.
Yeah, he is. He is. Well, he's like middle of the pack for me.
Yeah,
but I definitely think I think at this point it's a versus. And when you have that storyline, I think we all can agree Coco probably will go again, maybe in these next 2 episodes, probably. And if that's the case, it's a versus storyline. Someone has to win. So these 2 are at the bottom for me.
All right. Well, just like last week, my bottom players, my top bottom 5 is all Coco. They're all drawing dead for me. Like even if they last for a long time, they're not winning this game. They all have the personalities of goats. So The best
Cool.
they can do is that. So for 12, I have Cassidy because
Same.
I could see her being used as a number if Coco gets dismantled, right? Someone's going to probably pick her up because she's not a threat and she'll just do what you say. But I don't see her winning at all. I can't see her be at the final 3 saying, this is what I did in this game. And unless it's, 2 white dudes at the end with her, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like, so I'm applying for college right now, and I think Cassidy is the type to like get into every college, but she's just like miscellaneous. Like you she's not anything as far as like controversial, right? Like she's a perfect college student. She's not going to do anything crazy. She's not going to get kicked out, but she's not going to achieve anything when she graduates. She's going to get a 9 to 5 and do nothing. And that's my issue with Carla, is she has this element of just like, why are you on a cast? Like, why? Who screened Cassidy? Like,
well, Cassidy makes sense from old school Survivor. She looks good on TV.
No, totally. But I mean, we're not in old school Survivor anymore. Like I don't understand that at all. She's not good strategy wise. She is causing conflict, so I guess it's not the worst cast in the world. Like she is conflicting with Gio and actively being aggressive, going after him, and also participating in his blind side. But I think Cassie's one of the worst casts on this season. I think you guys can agree. I mean, as far as duds go, I mean, like, yeah. So
yeah,
it's hard to tell I don't know how Justine would have been later on in this show.
I think Justine did what she needed to do for the time she was here. So I would say she's not a dud.
Yeah, I guess I would have rather Cassie have gone out in a Justine spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Bitter right for your 12.
Yeah, I just said Cassidy. I disagree. She'd be a great student. I think she's a hippie, and hippies are basically commies, and they suck. So, all right, Bandit, you're 12.
Somehow Bitter brought communism in.
I brought it back. Janine, I have a 12.
Okay. Yep.
Yes, this is my legitimate rankings, but yeah, there's also the potential that she can get obviously idled out. Gambler either gets the votes, he idles himself, he idles Sammy, so she's in a very vulnerable spot. And even if we look further into the game, I think she's just gonna end up kind of in that position where she's Ellie's puppet, really. Like, she doesn't really have much to set her aside from Ellie. When you look at her confessionals and stuff like that, it's just kind of reiterating what she's saying.
All true. I agree with everything you just said. I feel like Janine is like the part. Like, if I had to put my life on someone not winning, I think it has to be Janine at this point. Like, would you guys put your life on anybody else?
Yeah, I'd put my life on all of Coco.
But yeah, but I'm saying, is there anyone you put over Janine? Like, you're more confident that they're not winning?
Yeah, all Coco.
Okay. I think I'd go with Janine as my person. If I had to pick one person,
Janine's only hope is taking on Ellie's edit if Ellie gets voted out, and they're like, okay, now everything goes on to Janine for what's been accomplished.
I suppose, yeah. They're just like, well, now she took out her ally, so now she's the big dog. Yeah, I guess so.
Who was Shan's little ally?
Liana.
Liana. Basically like that. She could be like Liana.
Gotcha. Cool. At 11, I have Jesse. Jesse and Cody are kind of in trouble. I don't have them back to back for the first time in a while, but that's just because Cody's edit was so good last episode. I just can't see him going like in this pre-merge. Whereas in Jesse, we didn't get anything from Jesse, so I think he's still in the same spot that I left him last week, just kind of sitting there waiting to get voted out. Kind of scary. On top of that, Cody has his idol, and although he may convince Cody to play the idol for him, and he's probably a better player than Cody, I think in the end Cody has an idol, he doesn't. So I think Jesse is in trouble. I don't see his tribe losing though, and that's the issue with putting him in like in his bottom 3, because I can't, because his tribe looks so good.
Yeah.
Your number 11, Bitter.
So I have James because James doesn't do anything, and James. I
have James next, so you can talk for me.
I could see him get into like obviously the merge. I see him getting into the merge, but you would maybe everyone thinks he's the one controlling Coco. Otherwise, he's just gonna lay there and be like not looked at.
No, like literally lay there, like literally laid out.
They're gonna wake up on day 23 and be like, "Wait, James is here." And
who's James?
That's the guy with the pants. Let's vote him out.
Let's vote him out. Yeah. James, his only thing that could raise the threat level is just the amount of pants slips that happen during the game, because it'll definitely draw attention to him for sure. So, yeah. I don't know. James is he's just like a person.
That's what he should do at Final Tribal. Just pull his pants
Yeah.
down. Everyone will
No,
remember who
this
he is.
is how I got to the end.
That's Cody's strategy, and because it says living back there.
I was gonna say it says living. Guys, look. Just...
For James, it says eating.
Yeah. Okay. We got 11 for you,
Bandit.
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Okay. Cool.
I just don't know. Like, it's already been said, but I just don't know how to feel about her edit. And also, she's in trouble this upcoming tribal. Well,
She is.
if her tribe loses,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
I think
even know.
Gio's edit.
I don't even know what happens to her when she comes to merge. Really, I think she's just one of those people that might just slip into the shadows.
I see her as, I mean, and I actually have replaced as it as well. I see her as the earn the merge boot. I think she could be on that losing tribe, and we've seen kind of a trend where the person who goes out at the earn the merge just doesn't have enough allies. Like they have some allies. Like Lydia had high. She didn't have enough friends, and Sydney had Deshawn and Danny. She didn't have enough friends. If the other tribes don't like you, you're going to be in trouble because you can only have so many people save you. Because, like, for example, Jonathan got saved because he had Omar, Marianne, and Lindsay were all fighting for him. But when you only have one person or two people fighting for you, it's a lot tougher. So I could totally see Cassie going out at the earn the merge spot when it's only like 5 people vulnerable.
And that's a good point, because like, who's gonna go to bat for Cassidy? You know,
Exactly.
who's gonna be like the Omar to Jonathan?
I guess like
her one
Carl's
hope
the only person. Yeah.
would be if Baca's up in the numbers at that point. I could see Janine going out somewhere like right there.
Yeah.
You just want to take out whoever's the biggest tribe member who
Just,
doesn't have the
like,
numbers. Right
just
there.
the thought of Janine getting to the merge though feels weird. It doesn't really feel right. Anyway,
I think she will. I really do.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Cassie's best bet is to be someone like Courtney from China.
I
Because
guess
they kind of given her that sassy attitude.
I
They
guess
kind of did at
just
the
not
challenge
like
when she's
that.
dancing
Right.
and when Cody got there. She's not as good as Courtney, but
I guess the issue with me for that edit is like she's getting nothing during the pre-merge about her own tribe. She's not being sassy to her own tribe. If she's not being sassy to her own tribe, how's she gonna be sassy to the post-merge tribe?
well, I mean, like no one's really gotten anything on Coco. So the only time they were interesting is when Cody was there, and that's when she did things.
True, I guess so. And anywhere Cody goes, you know, just interesting things follow. Is it my 10 or do you sub your 11?
You're 10.
My 10 is James. We kind of already talked about him, so I won't really waste time. But yeah, just kind of a dud. But like also okay, I guess, like strategy wise, but like character wise, a dud.
Is he good strategy wise? I don't know.
He's in a good spot.
He teamed up with Carla and did what she wanted. I was like,
I guess so, but like Carla's not winning, so maybe he could take on her again, like kind of take on like that positive edit where it's like, oh, like now I'm the person in charge or whatever. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
Number 10 for you, Bitter.
Yeah. Okay. So my best Coco player is Ryan, even though I think Ryan has no shot at all at winning. I think he'll get to the merge because it'd be stupid for Coco to vote him out. He's a big target because he's the strongest guy on the season. But I see him making maybe a couple. He could easily go out early merge as a threat, I guess, physically. But even if he got to the end, nowadays the big strong guy, like even if Jonathan got to the end, he probably wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
So, and Ryan does not seem to have the personality to convince people he played a great strategy game. I think Jonathan had a better chance of showing he played a good game. Ryan, I think, he's a follower to the end. So
I think if Jonathan got to the end, he might have Omar to go to bat for him, maybe, and that's even pushing. Like,
well, Jonathan never would have won based off him being a alpha white dude. But
I guess so.
On an older season, Jonathan would have had a great case to win.
Definitely. I think the biggest issue with Ryan, it's going to be he doesn't have like the balls to go to bat for his own game. I think as much as Jonathan would, and even then Jonathan loses. So I think Ryan does have to lose as well.
Ryan's like, remember when I cracked Gio's back and we found almonds? Gio's, I remember, and he'll get one vote from Gio.
Yeah, that's true. You're 10, Bandit.
I also have Ryan. I don't know. We haven't really got that much content from him, and also I feel like he's very similar to like Aaron from Island of the Idols, where he can win some immunities and then
just
when he doesn't win, yeah. Like
that's
I literally think, are they returning with that? You know, split tribal twist. Do you know?
Yes. No. Okay, so the split tribe, like at the merge thing, is not confirmed. The only thing that's confirmed is the earn the merge part of it at 12.
Because I think if that returns, that is going to be a real dangerous dangerous spot for Ryan, where literally just everyone decides to put votes on him.
True. I guess the thing that would stop them would be if he had the bonds that Jonathan had last season. If he had the Omars and the Lindsays, I don't think he has that, and that's the biggest issue. Yeah.
Ryan probably wins the earn the merge, and if there's no reverse it with the smash the
there
hourglass,
is.
he's gonna be safe, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So then he's probably going at like the split thing. Yeah,
because Jonathan was safe, right? But then reversed it.
And then they reversed it, correct? Yeah.
So if there's no reverse, he's a good chance of winning that because he's the strongest guy on the. He's the reason Coco was doing so good.
I think he's the strongest guy in the season.
Yeah.
Well, my next person is the reason that the season is doing good, and that's Cody. I think I try to keep Cody as high as I can because his edit is looking really good for a long-term push for fan favorite. Obviously, I don't think any of us like are sold that Cody's going to win 100%, but he's definitely like looking to be a long-term. I hope he's not like your just pre-merge like fun person. That would really suck. I think you need Cody post-merge as just like the comic relief. And also the fact that he's also like kind of like a little bit of a villain, which is really, really good for his edit or his character base. But I think Cody is in a bad spot. Like math wise, he's not in a good spot. They had the steel vote. That's a 3-1 vote. There is like they can literally split votes 2-1-1 and still have the numbers. So unless Jesse can completely like play one of the best rounds that I've ever seen of Survivor, it's going to be him or Jesse. And once Jesse goes, he's going to be alone, and that's a big issue.
I think Cody's better off with Jesse gone by the merge.
Really?
Yeah, he's less of a threat.
I guess, but like, is he like? He's just going to be like someone who just float around at the merge. Then
I think that's what he's going to. I think that's what he's going to be. He's going to be a number for people early on. Then maybe later, after they take out a few people, then he's like, okay, everyone likes Cody. We got to vote out Cody.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, because there's just no way he wins. So yeah, I agree. Okay. The 9, right, for you bitter.
Okay, my 9 is Mike. He has no chance at he has no chance at winning. But if anyone votes him out, they're stupid because he's the best GOAT you could ever want.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll probably even say why he doesn't deserve to win and why the person right next to him deserves
Why do you not deserve to win? Well, this is a long list. Hold on.
My biggest worry for Mike is him getting medevaced or quitting because of how much times they've showed him possibly doing that.
Yeah, I think that's a real possibility.
I know it really is like an actual worry because why do they keep putting that storyline up? It's gonna be at the merge where he just like passes out and has to go or has a heart attack. Or, I don't know, something.
That's gonna be super lame, and that's gonna ruin someone's game. Him going.
Definitely.
I won't spoil it specifically, but he has a very similar storyline to someone in Australian Survivor.
Does he?
Which, yeah.
Oh, I see. So then, yeah. I mean, because that's the thing is like, there's just no like. Sometimes they can trick you, but there's just no reason to show this unless it leads to something. Unless it leads to him getting voted out, maybe because he's weak in the pre-merge.
No, that would have happened already.
Yeah, probably.
Plus, I mean, they've been yelling at him, which is like crazy. Like people, you think you want to align with Mike so he'd be nicer to him, but everyone trashes on him during the challenges.
That's facts. Oh yeah, because he's like. He said something, and Owen just said it was like "shut up" or something like that.
He literally said "shut up," and then he also said, "You got any great ideas?
You got any great ideas, Professor?" or something like that. Like it's crazy, bro. They're really just woke up and chose violence with Gabler. It's crazy.
But then Sammy in that first challenge was yelling at Mike because he couldn't do the.
It was him and Mike
correctly,
and they were both covered in mud, and Mike kept like fucking blowing the challenge,
moving the table,
Yeah.
But then Mike's only option for really an alliance is Sammy and Owen. Because he knows Ellie lied to him like straight to his face, and they also looked through his bag. Janine did, so he's like really like I can't trust anybody. Everyone hates me, but I gotta pick somebody.
I really don't like aligning with Owen long term. He's so slimy. Like you can just see it in Owen. Like he wants to blindside you. Like that's his favorite part. Like he's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't align with him long term. They have to, and they just have to get him before he gets them, or hope that he goes out. I like that split part of the game, but I just don't like aligning with Owen long term. In fact, I'll just spoil it now. I'll just spoil it now. I have Owen next at 8. I think Owen is his price tag in the game is like he's in a good spot. He's probably not going to go home pre-merge, but like he's just so slimy. Like someone has to see that like in the game. Someone has to see that. There has to be someone who sees that and says, okay, this guy's just slimy. Like, let's just get him out. Like who cares? And yeah, so I have him at 8. What's your 9, Bandit?
My 9 is Jesse, just because I feel like
Gotcha.
if Vessi go to tribal, I know that they're probably the strongest tribe, but if they go to tribal, he's in real issue. Just with a vote steal, an idol, just all the chaos.
Yeah, I think Jesse and Cody just mathematically are in the worst spots. We're like, because Janine, like, she's just a own flip away from being safe for, I mean, like 10 rounds probably. But you know what I mean. And then Coco, everyone, it's kind of up in the air.
And he also has one of those like aspects of, well, we can't let him get to the end because of his story. Like everyone knows about his story.
Yep, because he's been very vocal about it. That's true.
Exactly.
It all kind of lines up for if it is him or Cody, it's probably him pre-merge. He's probably the guy, like the Daniel of this season.
Well, Cody has the idol.
Yeah, but Dwight, you can tell, does not like Cody and would rather keep Jesse. That's Jesse's biggest asset right now.
Yeah, I guess so. He has the bond, but Cody has the idol. So
yeah,
that's the scary
but
part.
Dwight doesn't know, and neither does Noel. So it's if Jesse doesn't tell them they have the idol.
I was gonna say if they just vote for Cody and he plays the idol correctly, that's it. It's over, right?
Yeah, Jesse's like, yeah, I'm with you guys. Let's just vote out. Let's just vote out Cody and go in 3 strong us. And then they just do that, and then they lie and play the idol.
Yeah, because even if they don't really trust him, so like, okay, let's use the steal a vote. If they steal one, well, no, hold on, because then it's because they would split the vote 1-1, or sorry, 2-1 on Jesse and Cody, but they would steal one of their votes, so it's really 2-1-1. But then the 2 votes get negated, so it's 1-1. What happens?
Fire.
It's all the tie, yeah.
Fire. Who is it? It would be what?
Well, Cody would be saved.
So it's Jesse versus like Noel or Dwight.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesse versus Noel. Okay, so then Jesse versus Noel is
a man versus a woman. Jesse's got it.
I think Noel would win that, actually. I
mean, if she have like matches in her fake leg.
Matches in her fake leg. I don't know, but I think they've shown Jesse being more of like, I'm from the city. I've been in a gang. I don't know no fire. What do you mean? I was burning stuff on fire. Yeah. So
yeah, but Cody probably like, come on, Jesse, living. Get that fire going.
Cody probably like trained Jesse to be like a master fire maker. So
I mean, maybe like they'll be like, okay, Jesse's like, we're the vote's gonna be tied, so we need you, Cody, to go into fire. So let's get the vote on me, and then we'll use the idol on. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go to merge. I know Cody's making the merge. They set up too much with him going over to Coco and all that stuff with Carla and stuff for him not to meet up with them at the merge. Jesse does feel like he's gonna go out.
That's so I'm playing out my head, and that's so complicated. I think the show wouldn't like do that to us, like to the point where like literally it makes like no sense logically. But I think like we are just not that lucky to get something like that.
Yeah, but the show's not gonna give us good TV.
Yeah, there's no way. Like it's just it doesn't feel right at all. So yeah, okay. I already said my 8, which is Owen. So what's your 8 bidder?
Okay, and this is where I have Janine.
Okay.
Just Janine, you know,
so high. Like, how can you put Janine like above what? Who?
No, you know what I say about Janine? She's better than anyone on Coco. That's what I say about Janine.
As a character, no chance.
No, if you put Janine on Coco, she's now the best character on Coco. The only reason Janine sucks right now is because she's on a tribe with A+ characters.
Is a better character than Cassidy?
Yes.
That's cap.
At least Janine's got the Janine's got the chin thing. The chin thing. You guys remember the chin thing?
On her chin.
Remember she got stuck under the log for a long time?
She has a chin thing. That's the only thing you know about Janine.
She's Asian.
Yes. Anyways, so
I want the Owen and Janine alliance, the Asian alliance.
Of course you do. Janine for not Janine. Number 8 for Bandit, right?
Cody.
Okay.
See, we love him, but he's just too big of a threat, you know.
Yeah, he's just way too big of a threat. Plus the Carla beef now that she has, it's just gonna be a no.
Carla beef,
as far as the long term.
Go on, Spencer.
Where do you think Cody goes then?
I think Cody goes at either at like that final 11 spot or like the final 8 big boot.
Imagine you just get screwed over by some bad twist.
I think Cody goes because I don't see them like they almost never get rid of a big player at that double boot, like double split tribal at the merge, because that's just like unfair. You know, I mean, the biggest character that's gone home there is like what? What's the Indian guy from 41?
Oh,
Nasir.
yeah, you know,
Nasir. That's like the biggest character, and he was not that big of a character.
yeah, because they
at all.
downplayed him because that's where he went.
Right,
Well,
exactly. So
I
I
suppose-
feel like he go ahead.
I suppose Evie as well. She got like
Yeah,
a
I
ton of
guess so. I
confessions.
guess so. But
You don't
her
wanna
edit
be
fe-
an
her,
Evie.
her edit fell off though.
Yeah, true.
I think like so he can't go out there. It's Cody. So it's either, and he's not going to go home at the earn the merge. I doubt it. So it has to be 11 or 8, because there's no way Cody gets to 7. That would be crazy.
It could happen. He could be just like Xander, where it's like, how does this guy keep going? And everyone's like, oh, we just don't consider him a threat because he's not. He's a white guy.
No. It's just like, oh, he's not a threat because when we all get voted out, we're just going to not vote for him. He's not a threat
Yeah,
anymore.
that's what I'm saying.
I guess, yeah.
If they all decide, hey, we're just not going to vote for this guy because we're somehow the fact that he is a threat makes him not a threat thing,
Yeah.
then
That's like-
yeah, maybe he just stays
That
around.
is like the most dirty strategy. Like you're like we're gonna let you get to the end, and like as we go, because you're taking our spot at the end, we're not gonna vote for you. That's
That's a new thing that
horrible.
happens now in this new era. Is like
That's
the people who you
crazy.
think would win, they're like, okay, we all think he should win, so let's not let him win.
Yeah, so he's
let's
not
not worry
gonna win.
about
That's
him.
so stupid. What? That's actually so dumb. Wow. Okay. All right. My 7, right? Is what we're on.
Yes.
Okay. My 7 is Gabler. We've kind of already talked about him, so I'll lay off. But yeah.
You have him this
yours-
high?
I think because that's the thing with like Gabler is guaranteed merge. Not many people are guaranteed merge. From there, he's not going home. Like when
Unless
is
he
Gabler going to
gets
go home?
Evacuated or quits.
Yeah, unless he gets evacuated, he's not going to go home. I mean, like 5, like in Fire maybe, like, but he's probably making the finale.
Yeah.
I have him outside of the finale as far as the ranking goes, which is top 5, right? So I mean, I feel like this is pretty fair.
I think it's
Alright.
fair. Yeah.
Number 7 for you. Bitter.
7 from okay. So last week I had Noel below Dwight, but this week I have Dwight below Noel
Oh, okay.
because every time they show something with Dwight, I think he's a fine player, but it's just he's so boring. Like
True.
when they cut to him, hey, if I would have went on that reward thing and stole something, I would have done something really boring. They should have picked me. And everyone's like, no, you're on Survivor. What the heck? And
What
then
the heck? Like, what's wrong with you?
he also is like the one who likes Cody the least, and it's like, how do you not like Cody, Dwight? So you're not going
He's
to win.
Cody. Go on.
People who don't like Cody on this season are not going to win. Just telling you. So Carla
I
doesn't
agree
like
with that.
Cody, not going to win. Dwight doesn't like Cody, not going to win.
Is this why you don't like the Coco tribe? Just
There's lots of reasons that I like the Coco tribe. I think they're okay. Imagine a season of 20 players, right? 2 tribes, 10 of 10. The Coco tribe is like the 3 bottom players on each of those tribes put on the one tribe that are meant that
Yeah.
they cast just to get voted out
It's
pre-merge.
funny, like the worst character on Vessi is Dwight, and Dwight is a better character than everybody on
Yeah,
Coco,
any-
including Carla.
Anyone you could have put on from the other tribe onto Coco is now the star player on Coco.
I think aside from Janine, that's 100% true.
No, Janine for sure would do
No,
it.
aside from Janine, that is 100% true. But I think, come on, it's Janine. Like, do you know anything about Janine's, like, anything?
apart from her chin.
Janine,
Apart from her chin.
Janine hates
was gonna say.
mansplaining. I read that in her bio. That made
In
me
her
very
bio from the
that made me
game,
very endeared towards her. She,
obviously.
you know, she's a
Oh, yeah.
big time feminist, so that's why she voted
That's
out a woman first.
All from the pregame. When, like, in the show, what do you know about Janine?
Oh, dude, Janine, she looked through the bag. She looked through the bag, guys. Did anyone else look through a bag this season? No.
Okay, then I rest my case.
Janine had to look for a bag and put a target on her back to find out information that was already told to her that they forgot. That's how good of a player Janine is.
Yeah, she really is bad. That's crazy. All right, we got final 7 for Bandit, right?
Yep. I have Gabler because he is like the blueprint for who to take the
Yeah.
final tribal. So even though he's probably going to be their final tribal, he probably won't win.
Agreed.
His resume right now is throwing palm fronts on people. That is basically it.
Throwing pump frogs his resume. I like that. That's funny.
That's how he's going to win fire making if he gets to the final
Yeah,
4. He's just
I
going
was
to
gonna
pull out
say
all
he's
these
gonna
palm
wave his
Gonna
fronts.
pull
fire-
palm drums out of
He's
his
gonna
ass.
bring a
Yeah.
palm from like over his shoulder and wave the fire. That's funny. Oh my god, that's funny. Okay, number 6 for me, Ryan. Again, he's just like, there's nothing bad in his edit yet, and like when there's nothing bad in your edit, you have to be considered for like the the long-term edit. I understand there's nothing necessarily the best, but he has been given one of the bigger stories behind maybe Jesse and definitely behind like Noelle and behind. Is it Ellie is the one that had the
Yeah,
overdose?
Ellie had
Yeah.
dyslexia.
No, she had that sister who overdosed.
know.
You
No, but she also had dyslexia and ADHD. Isn't that really terrible?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how horrible! Yeah, but I like he's gotten like a top 5 story, I guess, which is something. And on top of that, he's in a pretty good spot pre-merge. He's not going to go home. And at the merge, I don't think he goes home either. Like for at least for the first boot. And I honestly don't see him going home early merge at all. He's just like he's so quiet. Like who's going to take him out? And
It'd be so dumb to vote him out. He's the only reason your tribe's good.
Right. Well, but I'm talking about even at the merge. I feel like he's just so quiet. Like he's not going to win. Like he's just not like a threat. Like because you can always kind of just boot him out. He has no main ally. Like he's not connected. Whereas Jonathan, to me, if I was high, I would take out Jonathan much earlier because Jonathan would not only is taking up a spot for you, also would beat you in fire, and also would probably win like the challenges at the end. Like this guy.
They were all using Jonathan as a meat shield.
Yeah, but Jonathan had friends. Omar and Lindsay were vital to his game. If he didn't have both those votes, he would have gone home a lot earlier, especially at that or in the merge spot. Yeah. Ryan doesn't have friends. Like he can go out at any time. That he didn't even vote with Gio.
I know, but they found almonds here. That's unbreakable bond.
yes, very very unbreakable.
They're gonna go back to back to the camp and be like, Ryan will be like, Gio, why you no vote way we do?
Why you no vote with me?
And Rio's like, oh, Ryan, when the other tribe doesn't like you, they don't vote with you. He's like, oh no.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes eats his papaya and he's done.
All right, go for it. For Ryan, no, for your number 6, right? Better.
Yeah, my number 6 is Noelle. Gotcha. She's definitely getting a lot. She's giving me very much. I said it before. Stephanie, what's her last name?
LaGrossa,
yeah, LaGrossa vibes. With like she has that really stern attitude where it comes from like women athletes usually kind of have that kind of personality.
Yeah, true.
Like,
yeah.
And
I can see the personality, not the storyline at all. She's not like an underdog.
Oh yeah. I don't see her winning just because no one's gonna let one person with one leg get to the end. It's dumb.
Yeah. Dumb.
If she somehow miraculously gets there, then I could see her win. But also, her edit's not a winning edit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think she'll be a big character at the merge, but she'll probably go pretty early.
I agree. I think like she's pretty like underrated as far as character wise. Like we are focusing on Cody and Sammy and Ellie and blah blah blah. But like she's also a really good character. Like, she's probably top 5 like characters. So yeah,
top 5 maybe.
I mean,
yeah, definitely as of recently. She's definitely like the top right after Ellie, the next interesting woman.
So. I mean, I think she might be more interesting than Ellie as far as a character goes. But Ellie's
I like her more than Ellie.
Yeah.
I like her a lot more than Carla.
Definitely. And I think she's just on paper a better character than Carla is. So that's just my personal opinion.
When Guy took Noelle's leg, he should have he had a perfectly good Carla to take, but he took Noelle's leg. What's wrong with this role?
It's all backwards. Number 5 for me, or is it number 6 for you, Bandit?
I think it's number 6 for me.
Gotcha.
I have Dwight.
Dwight. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like in comparison to like if Jesse does make it to the merge, I think that he's going to be given a lot more of the credit for moves and stuff just because he has the bigger personality. And I don't really know his trajectory coming into the merge. I feel like he might, go into the shadows a bit more.
Yeah, I could see him like his edit lowering for sure. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'll just say now I have my next 2 are both Noelle and Dwight. I have Noelle lower just because Dwight has the bond with Jesse, and they could decide to get back together to get remarried. Per se, so I don't know. To me, it's like it's iffy, but Dwight has the bond, so I'm going to put Dwight over Noelle. On top of that, the votes are going on Noelle if they go again pre-merge, not on Dwight for as far as Jesse and Cody's votes go. So we'll see.
It's just weird. I just don't see Dwight being able to be a good hop to alliance to alliance at the merge. He seems like he needs to stick in a alliance that trusts him from early. He just seems like he doesn't bond well with people, I think.
Yeah, because when you first look at it, you think like Owen, but he's not Owen. He's much more solid. Like he is solid. He's a very solid person, but he doesn't give off the vibe. He gives off like a super fan vibe. And I think that's his issues. Like, yeah, I agree. I think his best bet would have been if he could have just stayed with that original alliance and got in with NECA and Cody and Jesse. Instead of trying to break the alliance up, he should have just tried to get in with that alliance.
Yeah, he needs a big alliance from the start, because I think it takes him a while to build connections with people. And at the merge, he'll probably just be like kind of like Evie, where they're just there, and then you eventually vote them off. They're never in your alliance.
Yep.
They're just always one of the outsiders that you vote out eventually.
Exactly. And then for number, it would be let's just do our 5 and 4 since I gave my 5 and 4. What's your 4, Bitter?
Oh, my 5 is Jesse. Just because, I don't see him making the merge. His edit this week was just I would have done the machete back in the old days, but now I'm a loser and I don't do cool things.
But you do. Hold on. Did you say he's not making the merge, but you have him at 5?
Yeah, he's not on Coco, dude.
What? What kind of logic do you have?
It's a bold strategy. It's a bold strategy.
I also think he's someone I don't mind watching on the TV when he talks.
Bitter says he's not making the merge, so I'm gonna put him inside the top 12. In fact, I'm gonna put him inside the top 5.
He could make the merge, but if he makes the merge, he's going out like first.
So he's going 12th place, 13th place, or 14th place. I don't understand the logic. How is he at 5th?
I don't want to explain the math to you, Spencer. It's a whole thing.
Spencer, shut up with your pesky logic. I hate that.
Yeah, get out of here with that. This is my feeling. I feel like Jesse's is 5 overall.
You sound like one of the Twitter people. All right, number 4.
And 4 for me is Cody.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
Because Cody's living, he's awesome, and he's the only one with balls on this season. Like on an older season, Cody would be the hero.
Actually, it's mostly
old season. Old seasons, everyone was like, "Oh, Cody, he's such a laid back, fun guy." But on this current version of Survivor, he's the villain because that's how far we've come. Where it's the guy who's talking about living and just living his best life and want to do goofy antics. Oh, he's too much. He's pretending to be Hawaiian. What an awful person. That's where we are now. Cool. Like Carlos, I don't trust that guy. He's speaking Hawaiian on an island. What a weirdo.
I was gonna say, it's crazy like how far we come where if you have anything divisive about you, anything polarizing about you, you're immediately the villain of the season because everyone's so squeaky clean. Like everyone is being edited with the perfect like Carla edit where she's just like, what a strong independent person. Oh my god, like no one's getting like a Cody edit anymore.
I remember Rupert was painted as a hero, but his first episode was stealing stuff from the other tribes.
Yep.
And Cody's only his biggest. I might take the machete because that sounds fun. First off, and it's also a good strategy if you want to make that try weak. But like that's seen as like a really villainous thing to do nowadays. It's so stupid.
It's crazy, yeah. Rupert will probably be edited as like the downfall of Rupert edit of the season where he starts good and then ends up bad. Like they can't just hold a hero's edit or just hold like a villain's edit. It always has to be like an arc. And I feel like sometimes having a hero and having a villain is just nice. It's nice to see. And you're 5 and you're 4.
5 I have James, 4 I have Carla, just because their swings they're not going. They're making it to merge.
I have Carla Iyer, so
yeah.
You have a lot of dead weight at the top of your list.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
James, I mean Carla back is a heavy pick. There we go. Yeah, I got one in Bitter.
Yeah, Spencer's picking it.
Are you proud of me now? I did it. Did I do it?
You're on your way. I wouldn't say you're there yet, but I still like the Carla's beef better.
Carla beef. Yeah,
I want to call an episode like a episode that or a video that Carla's beef. Carla beef. You don't want any Carla beef, if you know what I mean.
That's perfect. I have Carla actually next, so that kind of works in the mind.
Number 3.
I have Carla at 3.
What
the issue is? So for me, the biggest thing is like, can I make an argument that anyone below Carla is 1 in a better spot and 2 has a better edit? Dwight, Noel, Ryan, Gabler, Owen, skip Cody because he has a better edit. James, Jesse, Cassie, Gio, and Janine. No, I can't. They're all in worse spots and they're all in getting like worse edits. To me, like, if edit and spot in the game, those are your 2 things. Carla wins both of those. She has to be at 3. She doesn't beat Sammy and Ellie, but she is at 3, I think.
Spencer, you're not reading the edit. The edit's lying to us. She's not good at Survivor.
Well, I'm not saying she's good. I'm saying her edit is good.
Yeah, don't believe it.
What?
She's
Yo,
gonna
that's
get. I bet she's out like first at the merge. Like she's like people are, like, as soon as she gets on a
could
tribe
be.
with people who
She
know
could
how
be,
to play Survivor, they're like, oh, let's just vote her out. She sucks.
She could be, but in fact, I think her spot would actually probably at the 11 boot, because isn't that where Tiffany goes out and Chanel goes out? So
Chanel. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's more like a Janine spot.
no, there's no way that like it's just weird. The idea of them wasting a whole Survivor vote on voting out Janine, like that
I
shouldn't
mean,
even be
they've
like
done that. They've done that with Sydney. So
Sydney from 41.
yeah,
See, but Sydney had she's a villain. Like she's supposed to be edited as like a villain.
not
like,
really though.
but like they tried to edit her as at least the villain. I don't know. I feel like Carla's place is not like at 11 or at like earn the merge. I think her place is later in the merge, and her game's gonna fall apart eventually. She's probably not gonna win. I think like usually the winner isn't shown being negative towards other people. It's usually not how it works. And Carla's been shown being negative towards several people. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, I hope she gets to the end and she gets no votes. That'd be fun.
That would be hilarious. Or just like get to the end and lose. Like even if she gets to the end against Ellie and loses, I'll still be happy.
Or she gets to the end and gets all the votes, but she ate them all, and there's no more votes for her.
She ate them all.
Also, it's probably best for her health the longer she
Like,
stays on the
imagine
island.
Carla, like running out the tribal with the urn there.
Just like open, Carla, this is not a cookie jar. This is a voting jar.
Okay. Number 3 for you, Bitter.
3 for me. Okay, like I know Spencer was making fun of me not being rational, but I don't have Carla in my top 5.
That's pretty rational.
So 3, I have Owen, because
That's interesting.
Owen is a male, and
Yep.
that seems to be working out for a lot of the males so far this season.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
There's always the possibility of the Asian alliance for him. So
There's 2 people leaving the Asian alliance, and
Mike's
one
a
of them is
little
ranked.
Asian, right?
One of them is ranked. Wait, you said who?
Mike.
Gabler, is it?
Yeah, in my head canon, he's Asian.
Stop talking.
So that's the final.
Anyways.
That's I'm just okay. So Owen, realistically, okay. So I thought he was going to clash with Sammy, and that was going to be his downfall. But he seems to have enough game savviness to realize Sammy is good for his game right now. Owen's best strategy would be to get to like final like 7-ish,
and then flip
and
on,
then make a flip and take out Ellie and Sammy, and then now he's the king player.
Correct.
So that's why I have Owen at 3.
Yeah, I think like at 7 flipping on Ellie, and then he convinces Sammy and Gabler that we're all good. It's us 3, and then he flips with the other 3 at 6 or the other 2 and gets out Sammy. Once Sammy's gone, Gabler's now his boot and his vote probably. And at that point, it seems to be smooth sailing. It's tough. I mean, it's obviously harder said than done. That's really hard to take out the 2 best players on the season. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, it's good to have 2 big threats in front of you at least.
Definitely.
And he really kind of reminds me of like the Omar role, so I could see him kind of getting a similar fate.
No.
He's similar Omar personality where it's
just not the same, because Omar had Jonathan, and Jonathan was great. He was a meat shield and a number.
Well, yeah, Owen has Sammy.
Owen is not as close as to Sammy as Omar was to Jonathan.
Who's Sammy closest to on that tribe?
Gabler.
Mike. And
Gabler.
yeah, and he also he curses out Gabler at challenges. I think Owen
Everyone
is actually
everybody does. That's the point.
Yeah, but Sammy seems to be very on board with the guys needing to stick together. So I think he talks to Owen a lot.
But is Owen?
Oh, even if Owen's not with him, I think Sammy does think Owen is. So I think he does have Sammy.
Gabler could be in Stockholm syndrome. You never know.
Yeah, I was
maybe enjoys being cursed at.
Yeah,
that is true.
Gabler could just like, I think it's Sammy and Gabler. I think that's the alliance, and Owen is in the middle, firmly in the middle, and is not firmly on one side. That's
yeah. Owen does not have as much power as Omar had early on, but definitely. I see his personality very similar. He thinks he has to turn very villainous towards the end.
Or ever had as much power as, like, he will never have as much power as Omar had at any point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, Omar is like we could make an argument like Omar is like one of the better players to ever play the game, just based off that one season. Like,
I wouldn't say that at all. But...
I mean, like a top 50 player of all time. There's 620.
He was playing against New Era cast.
Understood, but he played like one of the more dominant games we've ever seen, and only goes out because of a stupid Marianne decision.
Yeah, you lose to Marianne. I have no respect for you.
He didn't lose to Marianne. He got voted out by Marianne. And
Yeah.
there's also 4 other people.
Yeah, but he made that dumb blunder where they didn't play the idol, right? When they should have just played the idol. What was the reason he went? Because they didn't play an idol, I think is why he went.
Yeah, he did. Okay, he did get voted out with an idol, but again, I think like anyone who's good gets
Yeah,
voted
but
out.
the whole like the reason he like it was so obvious to play the idol. That
Right.
makes him really go down far.
I suppose, but I think he's still a top 50 player of all time.
I mean,
Just
maybe,
on the
maybe I
first
don't
game.
know.
That's just my personal opinion. And again,
I mean, I would already say all the winners on winners at war are better than him, so that's already 20. So
right.
Mhm.
That's again, that's 20
then
seasons.
I mean, most of those final four players are probably better than him on every season.
You think Michelle's better than Omar at Survivor?
You put me in a tough pickle right
All
there.
right, shush.
Hey, she doesn't. Don't tell her what
Anyways,
to do.
No.
Michelle
Okay.
is her own woman.
They-
She'll need you to
they-
talk about
three.
her.
Pardon? Oh, me. Okay. Noel.
Yeah, well, I got you.
As he said bitter there, I thought you were telling them off.
No, he's
Nope,
done.
yeah.
He was telling me off by moving on to you.
Yeah, fair enough. No, well, yeah, I just feel like they're not going to boot a woman for quite some time on this cast, and
agreed.
she's got the storyline, and surprisingly strong. So
Definitely. I'm curious to see who's in your top. I forget who he doesn't have. He hasn't said yet because he remember he said Sammy earlier. But
Well,
Yeah,
Ellie,
I
he didn't
knew
say
you were bringing
Ellie
it up.
yet.
yeah, no, why not? Obviously, I think we all have Ellie high up, but we all have Ellie in our top 2. But I'm talking about the other person. I have Sammy first, Ellie second. Nothing's
Oh,
changed
dear.
just last week. Sammy first, just because Ellie has no numbers as far as the women and men are concerned. She has to actively flip Owen. If nothing happens, I think Owen does vote with the boys for this next vote and votes out Janine.
Yeah.
Also, Ellie, like losing Janine for Ellie is bad because like, now she doesn't have her puppet anymore. She's still like one of the better players socially. Like you can just feel like she has that feel for the game. But I mean, as far as like what's happening right now, I think Sammy's in a better spot.
Okay.
Top 2, Bitter.
Okay. So I have Ellie at 1, but really I have her not at 1 because I don't think she's going to win, but I need to put her at 1 so she doesn't win, so I don't jinx it.
So-
And I have Sammy at 2, who should be my number 1, but isn't my number 1 because that would jinx him. So
you
I
just
have
said
him
he
at number
should be
2.
number 1. So you unjinxed it. It's too
No,
late now.
no, because
Sammy is
on
still
my
wrong.
paper, Sammy is written at 2. As long as he's
Wrong.
not written at 1 on my paper, he will not be jinxed.
Okay,
You
so
can
it's just your paper that controls Survivor.
And Bandit put him at like what 13, so
13,
that
yeah.
really unjinxed him. He has a
That-
really
that
good
is
chance
it's a
now.
bad start.
That is some pretty crazy craziness. Bandit,
just
who do you
wait.
have at 2?
Just you wait until on Wednesday. Well, it's Thursday morning. Actually, I get Survivor. I will be messaging you, Spencer, and just you wait.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
About what? About who goes home?
Yeah,
Are you saying Sammy's going this next episode?
potentially. Yeah.
No way. Sammy goes this next episode. 0 chance. I'll put my life on it. I'll
No.
put my heart in my lung.
You remember when Sammy was like to the women, "Don't act a fool."
That's like Bear's favorite moment from this whole new era.
Yeah, you don't get that moment if you go out next right here. You don't. Get
He was
that
great in
moment.
the first tribal, to be fair. Like everyone was
was.
just talking about we're all friends, and he was like, "No, we're not."
He's
Or
like,
not. Like,
I want to
who are you?
I want to win for real, not fake wins.
I was gonna say, like, not this 26-day winner thing. I want to actually win for real.
Every time Sammy gets something, it's good. It's just like he didn't get anything really last episode.
That's true.
So do you think that
Um,
Sammy's going to set at a final tribal, get the votes to win?
If he brings someone like really like unlikable
not with
other men.
I think Ellie beats Sammy with a
Well, yeah,
like, 'cause the
I
jury's
that
gonna
probably would happen. I just
be, even
think
though
it's
the
Sammy.
jury's not gonna be like fully female.
That's a good thing
gonna
for
be-
Sammy.
It is a good thing, but I think in the end, you still probably like the social game beats out the strategy and the physical,
Yeah.
especially in this new era with like softies on the
The-
cast. So
The more men that make the merge, this season has a better chance of being good.
definitely,
Because they're not
I
going to
think
be influenced by social politics.
still scared of the Ellie like female social player. That's how the past 2 seasons have gone, and I really don't want it to continue. But
All right, we say
I'm
Ellie's
really good at
social,
it.
right? We say she's social, but the 3 dudes know she's playing them and knows that she's fake.
definitely, I think she's made blunders on this tribe. That's why she's not
So,
first.
I mean, I just see the rest of this.
You can just feel when somebody has like the social feel for the game. You felt it with like a Shan or something. You know, you feel it with an Omar. Like someone like you can feel when they just know the game better than everybody else, and it feels like Ellie's
I don't
played the
think
game
she
before.
does. I don't think she
I
does.
disagree.
I think
she's playing
everyone's
it
gonna
better.
see right through Ellie. She's
I would
someone who
love
thinks she's playing 4D chess, but she's really playing checkers, and everyone can see it.
I would love that, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Bandit top 2.
Yes, so I have Owen at 2 and Ellie at 1.
Okay. All right.
Okay, he has Owen up high
Yeah.
too.
All right.
I brought it back.
I'm not on the Owen train as much as you guys are. I just don't trust it.
Don't worry, Ben. Spencer's got things against Asians. It's weird.
Yeah, that's what it is. God, Bennett.
Well, I just think Sammy and Ellie are bigger threats than him, better shields. And then I feel like, of course, if he gets the idol, then he's got a bit of power then. And I feel like he's one of the people that will be in the end game. Like, I don't really see why people would target him right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
Well,
think the biggest.
Okay, if you're right about Sammy going next, then Owen's in a really good spot.
Yes.
I just don't see that happening though.
No way, Sammy goes next. That we were. I would literally fall. I would fall out of my seat.
I need to bring one hot take.
Your plan is Owen jumping to the girls, then, right?
Yes.
And taking out.
And
Sammy.
then it has to be Sammy if he flips.
See, do you think Owen has it in him to boot a 5th girl back to back?
Yeah,
I don't think Owen.
I thought Owen was going to be. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Owen can. Like Eric, although I'm sure Owen's personal life is probably pretty liberal. Like I think Owen is a game bot first and foremost. He is a super fan game bot first and foremost. He will do whatever's best for him in the game. Period. And
exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I would have thought the same thing. I was like, oh, Owen. When I first read his bio, I'm like, oh, soy boy right away. But once he's out there, he's cursing out Mike. He's also insulting them as he's like walking, getting water.
Yeah.
I think in the game, he's kind of like High.
Yeah.
High was similar. Like I thought High was gonna be like, but in the game, High's only about himself. He doesn't care about the
whole social justice thing. Yeah,
when he's playing the actual game.
Yeah, which is I can respect that more. I mean, trust me, I've seen High's Twitter. I made a video called High has lost his mind, and it's true. But at the same time, I can respect people who will turn that off in the game and just play Survivor. So yeah.
And your 1 is Ellie.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so all of our 1 is Ellie?
No, my 2 is Ellie. I have Sammy at 1.
Why would you do that, Spencer?
Just
you could have jinxed Ellie so hard today.
Just to upset your little jinx theory or whatever you're doing over there. I just want to make sure that I don't jinx it. Or no, sorry, that I do jinx it. Yes.
Last time we both had the same number 1. The person went home next. What was that? In 42.
Yeah. Season. Yeah, Swati. Yeah.
Come on,
we could have made it happen. Like me, you, and Sky all had Swati. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
She played us all.
Imagine if Ellie goes home now. Imagine if Ellie goes home now. We'll all be screwed.
Yeah.
No. I'd be not screwed. I'd be in a good spot.
I would like. I think Ellie. I guess Ellie going now would be fine. But I'd rather she go home post-merge to build up her character and build it up and then get knocked down.
See,
I think going home here wouldn't really feel right, to be honest.
I think it would feel right because you would have the whole setup of her underestimating the boys and then voting her out.
I think the merge is better with Ellie there over Janine. I think Janine is a worse character.
Yeah, but who would you rather make it to the merge, Ellie or Sammy?
Well, obviously Sammy.
All right.
But I'd rather both of them make the merge, not just one of them. That's the point.
I just want to see. It will be an interesting dynamic to see them work together, Sammy and Ellie at the merge.
Exactly. Yep. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we go over to the universes about the season in general? Just any thoughts about the players or the casting?
Yeah, this is the best season of the new era.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
It still doesn't mean it's a good season, but it's better.
Yeah. It's definitely pushing average, which is, I mean, that's something for a 26-day season. I think right now it's trying to rival 42, which I like. Right now it's better.
If they vote out all the women in a row, then it's the best, one of the best seasons.
There's like, it's the best season ever.
Because that's never happened, right? Never was like, oh, why do they always vote out the women early? Well, just vote them out all first.
Last season, they tried to do like Camp Life more, but they didn't do it in a way that felt like Camp Life. It still felt like 26 days season. This season, I do kind of forget that it's 26 days, which I think is like the best way to do it. It's just to like the past two, I felt like the game felt rushed and didn't feel right. This one feels a little bit more normal, and I like that.
I wonder if we'll feel that later on in the season, though.
Hopefully. What's going on over there in the Bandit universe? What's going on? You got to get new video ideas? Anything you want to tell your audience?
Oh, I'm just busy, you know. I'm working a lot, but you know, YouTube videos going fine. Just getting the weekly grind going, doing a lot of editing, so it's taking a lot of time.
Between me, you, and I think me, you, and Russell Muscle are the three that post the most at this point that I've seen.
Wait, you saying I don't, Spencer?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, Bitter post every single day of every single hour. Actually,
it's just my second channel that no one knows about. That's why.
Obviously, yeah. No, but yeah, I think we're all on the grind, just trying to get as much content out as possible. I really hope that we can do this again. This was really fun. Bitter, I'll ask you. I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I'll ask you anyway. What's going on in the Bitter universe?
I actually have a couple ideas because so I talked about doing recap episode for the season, but like, obviously that's gonna be a lot of work. So I thought I'd pull back a little bit and tackle like individual topics, and I thought of a couple good ones that I might do, maybe even by this Wednesday. But obviously don't get hope because I barely ever post. But I did see Bandit might be posting a video about players who shouldn't have been on certain tribes, like they didn't belong, and I gave him an idea that But how does it sound, Spencer? That Ty and Bryce should not have been on the beauty tribes.
Just seeing the comments on that was funny.
Ty and Bryce. Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, they're both pretty.
They're ugly,
interesting looking. I was gonna say, yeah.
It's like putting Carla on the beauty tribes. Like what?
That's like putting Carla on the Braun tribe. Yeah, that's bad.
I just feel like that's it's an insult to put like someone who's not beautiful on a beauty tribe. It's like
that's true. That's
true. It's like you're trolling us, right?
I guess. I mean, I suppose. Like, do you think they would ever do that again? Like because like nowadays they'd be like the beauty standards are not realistic.
Exactly. No, the beauty is on the inside. That's what they would say.
The beauty is on the. I'm like, no, it's on the outside.
And they cast a bunch of scrawny people on the Braun. It's the strength of the social justice that matters.
Yeah, and then like. And like the Brain tribe, like no white males, none, zero, cannot have any. Like that's
it would just be all women on that tribe.
Obviously, yeah, that'll be an interesting collection of people for sure. All right, well, guys, none of this happens at you guys. But you guys, we're just weird guys speaking into weird microphones. Check out this podcast as well as any other podcasts I've done in the past 2 seasons, as far as power rankings and live recap goes on Spotify, on Apple Podcast. Link is in the description. If that's what I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.